Hi guys, I just wanted to give you a quick update on the work that's due tonight and maybe start thinking ahead to the work that's going to be due next week. Tonight we are looking at this right here, the UN Charter assignment, which in parentheses says building our bibliography. Annotated bibliography is going to be due next Sunday. These are not fun. These assignments are not fun assignments. However, they are important assignments. They are foundational work that if we just kind of plow through and get this boring and crappy stuff done now, it makes lives easier, significantly easier, a little bit farther down the line. The stuff that you've read about the UN is not easy reading. I don't think that that was an easy quiz. I don't think that the Sunday night assignment is a super easy assignment, and next week's reading is hard. There's just no way around it. The reading is going to be hard. So I'm going to use a couple of Flipgrids this coming week, which will basically amount to bonus point opportunities. There wasn't a whole lot of movement in the online discussions inside of Blackboard, and I think that it is really important for people to have like the sort of visual presence that you can get by showing each other your faces. So let's look at what Blackboard has, because I've gotten a few questions about this. If we go into project number 3, and here's a little homework help discussion, which is or maybe isn't helpful. There can definitely be too much Blackboard in our lives. I had to update this down here because, as several people indicated to me, this was an incorrect link. Question 4 just sort of disappeared. So if you came into our course at the beginning of the week and you downloaded everything, then you probably have my faulty document. So make sure that you have this completed one right here that says, hey, look through the UN Charter and the UN Declaration of Human Rights to get your responses. Now, I gave you a sort of PowerPoint overview of the UN Charter for this assignment. If that is not clear, because I am not always the best PowerPoint maker, I would say that you should Google the UN Charter. And when you Google the UN Charter, you will get, I'm going to do it right now for you, you will get a copy that is maybe easy for you to read, or easier for you to read than what I've created. That's awesome. Use this, right? The only thing that we are looking at is Chapter 1, Article 1, and Chapter 1, Article 2 for this assignment. Notice that there is so much more. We are not going to be reading everything. We're going to pretty much be focused on several parts of it. Some people were asking about, what are you talking about, Chapter 6 and Chapter 7? Well, here they are. The Chapter 6 mandate is Pacific Settlement of Disputes. That's a fancy way to say bringing peace. And we will come back to this later on in the semester. Chapter 7, action with respect to threats to the peace, breaches of the peace, and acts of aggression. This is everything that will allow the UN to create a peacemaking mission. And peacemaking missions allow things like what Article 41 and Article 42 provide. It says, hey, you guys can actually do something. So for Sunday's assignment, I want you to either use this or the online version of the UN Charter and the UN Declaration of Human Rights to do some critical thinking about how one could use these documents in order to answer these questions. I don't think that there's one answer here. There are answers that are better, and then there are answers that are not so good. But to me, that's not the same thing as right and wrong. So your best bet on this assignment is to explain as much as you can the reasoning behind why you chose particular pieces of the UN Charter, or why you chose particular pieces of the Declaration of Human Rights in order to come up with your answers. It's logical reasoning. This is a logical reasoning activity that's asking you to engage with documents that, even if they're not long, are still kind of complicated because they are actual legal documents. These are the documents that the UN ambassadors in real life use every day of their lives, and you guys are using them now. I think that's cool. And if it's hard, that's okay, but plow through it, get it done, and I look forward to reading what you guys have. Okay, I'll check in more again later.